for property, 5 flats on a single freehold. Any way to use one of the flats as service accommodation if they are all on a single buy-to-let mortgage. You will need to get permission in order to do that, basically. Chances are what you may have to do is you might have to split the titles. So we do quite a lot of mortgages that are for freehold flats, you know, all on one freehold, one mortgage for the whole thing. If you're trying to rent them all out in different ways, you either need to get a lender that's comfortable with all of those different ways. So it might be that you need to move the whole thing, or it might be more prudent to actually just split those titles up. So you're going to have 5 individual titles instead, and then get individual mortgages where you might be able to get an individual mortgage on that one property and then mortgages on the rest of them. So it is, but you are going to be it is going to make it a little bit more tricky. If you were to get them all on, or you're going to rent them out all via a serviced accommodation, then it might be easier. My follow-up question would be: is the mortgage on a sort of a more, you've said a single buy-to-let mortgage, but is the lender like a residential lender or are they a commercial? Because if it's a commercial lender, they're going to be much more open to you doing it. You know, I'm thinking about a Shawbrook or a HTB or an Interbay or someone like that. They are going to be much more open to you being more commercial minded. They are a commercial lender. They're going to have fewer restrictions. Residential lenders, you know, there are lenders that we've been doing this with recently. I think the most recent one we did was with Keystone. Their criteria is much more stringent, and so it is going to be harder to sort of create a different to sort of split off one flat doing one thing, other flats doing another thing. So it is going to be tricky. I think it's all going to be about that lender that you are using. What are they allowing in terms of their own single criteria? So like I said, one way of doing it would be to just find a lender that is happy with that situation for the whole block. If they're happy with SA, they're going to be happy with standard buy-to-let. So you kind of do it. It might be that you just need to go, you might have to pay a little bit more to get it onto a single buy-to-let, sort of a single serviced accommodation kind of product or short-let product, or you can split them up. It's in a little follow-up question here. Project is in the refurb phase at the moment. Just looking at options. One of the flats is an SA. Yeah. So I think it's possible, but you are going to have limitations on your lending, definitely. So when you are coming to refinance at the end, then you need to find the right lender. It might be, as I said, your first port of call will be to discuss it with some commercial lenders. That's going to be really where you're going to find the flexibility to allow you to basically do that and have different flats doing different things, essentially. So hopefully that was helpful. But at least you haven't started it yet, so you can still look into it, and if it isn't going to work, you can pivot a little bit and go one way or the other. But yeah, you can definitely get a mortgage across the whole thing. It's just whether you're going to do it on split it up into different options. That's all. So good.